Good morning, Freedom Kids. I hope you've had a great week, and I hope you are ready as we get ready to worship and then also get our lesson today. Keep in mind that please submit your answers to kids@myfreedomdfw.com and in order to get Bees Bucks, as well as if you have any prayer requests, we would like to pray for you in that way. So please submit those to us. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey Freedom girls and boys, I'm Alexia. I'm Michaela.
I'm Mackenzie.
And we're going to be leading praise and worship today.
We worship God with our hands when we clap,
Our feet when we dance, and our voices when we sing.
so let's worship.
Somebody lift up shouts of rejoicing. nothing you won't do, no place that I could hide. You're always in pursuit, I'm never too far gone, always in your side. When I wait for you, you're always right on time. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. You made a way for me, opened up the door. Jesus, you have my heart, now and forevermore. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. Your love is chasing, your love is chasing, your love is chasing me. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. Oh, your love is chasing, your love is chasing, your love is chasing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. No, you never, and you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop.
In the land of Syria there lived a mighty man of valor by the name of Naaman. He was a strong warrior that commanded the Syrian army. Naaman fought many battles and was a courageous man, but one thing made him vulnerable. He was a leper. Leprosy was a terrible and painful skin disease. The disease began slowly, but it would eventually turn him into a disfigured, ugly, and infected man. In those days, lepers were outcasts and lived in their own colonies. No person wanted to come in contact with a leper. In Naaman's house, there lived a little girl from Israel. The Syrians had taken her from Israel to be a household slave. One day she spoke with Naaman's wife and told her of a prophet who lived in Israel that could heal Naaman's leprosy. When Naaman heard this, he immediately set out to get permission from the king of Syria to embark on a long journey to the land of Israel. He wanted to find that prophet and ask for healing. In the meantime, the king of Syria wrote a letter in which he asked the king of Israel for permission to heal Naaman. When the king of Israel read the letter, he was confused and suspected foul play. When the prophet Elisha heard of the news, he corrected the king and asked that Naaman be sent to him. And so it happened. When Naaman arrived at Elisha's house, a servant came out to meet him. Naaman was angry since he thought Elisha would welcome him in person. The servant then spoke to Naaman. "Here is what Elisha says. Go to the Jordan River and wash off 7 times. Your leprosy will be healed." Naaman wasn't so sure about this trick. Besides, how could the Jordan River help him? Why come all the way to Israel when there are rivers in Syria? Naaman's servants rushed to his side and begged him to obey the word of the prophet. Naaman swallowed his pride and went to the Jordan River to do exactly as Elisha commanded. There in the Jordan River he washed 7 times, and after the 7th time, a miraculous wonder took place. It happened exactly as Elisha foretold. God's power came over Naaman and healed him. Because of his faith, he believed, and because he believed, he was healed. Naaman went to thank Elisha and declared that there was indeed no other God than the God of Israel. Naaman wanted to give gifts to Elisha, but he refused. So Elisha's servant ran after Naaman, lied about being told to receive the gifts so he could get them. When Elisha saw this, he cursed the servant and his descendants with leprosy, and immediately the servant went away, covered with sores.
This story about Naaman and his battle with leprosy can teach us a lot about our walk with God and encourage us in our faith. So within the first character that we see in this story is the servant girl. Now what she can teach us is that even though our situations at times may not be what we would like, and that she was a servant at the time, we must honor God by what He has put in our heart and speak truth. And that's exactly what she did in her situation by advising Naaman of a place and a person that he could go to be healed from his leprosy. The next person in the story, and the main character, is Naaman. Naaman suffers from leprosy in the story as we see, and whenever he goes to Elisha, Elisha doesn't even come out, but just sends a servant and tells him to dip himself in the water 7 times and he will be healed. Now, this is not what Naaman wants. Naaman at first is not happy with this response and actually wants a big show, a big performance from Elijah in order to be healed. So what this can tell us is that even though we may not agree with the process, we must remain faithful to God and His request, and He will deliver us from the challenge just like He did with Naaman. And the last person we see here is Elisha. Elisha is the prophet from God, and he does exactly what God asks of him by healing other people. And in this instance, he heals Naaman of his leprosy. And at that, Naaman had brought along a bunch of silver, gold, and clothes to thank him in expectation of the blessing that he would receive. But Elijah stays true to his calling and does not accept any of these gifts because it is not about what he will receive, but just simply the fact that he is serving God out of honor and respect. And that is the same idea and the same energy that we need to be in our relationship with God, not expecting anything in return out of personal gain from other people, but simply worshiping God and serving Him because of who He is. Memory verse for today is Psalm 103, verses 2 through 3. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits, who forgives all your iniquities and who heals all your diseases. Now the hand motions with this are as follows. Bless the Lord, O my soul, forget not all His benefits, who forgives all your iniquities and who heals all your diseases. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all His benefits, who forgives all your iniquities and who heals all your diseases. This week, we want you all to apply the memory verse that we just taught you by praying and asking to forgive all of your sins and asking in faith that He will do so and put you at peace.